Did you know that 40% of teenagers have said that images on social media have caused them to worry about their own body image? And that more than a third of teenagers had stopped eating at some point or restricted their diets due to worrying about their body image? According to mentalhealth.org.uk, this just goes to show the extensive effect social media has on us and our images of ourselves. So, hello, my name is Aiden Nava, and I'd like to talk about social media's effect on the fitness industry, the good and the bad. The fitness industry is where we learn about and improve our bodies through the use of diets, restrictions, exercise, cardio, you name it, lifting. And in today's time, it's very popular. So we all use social media in our everyday lives, not really knowing or thinking about the effects it has on us. These effects can be good, bad, mental, physical, and yet we never really bat an eye when constantly scrolling or consuming content or information on social media. So, in this speech, I'd like to explore the effects it has specifically within the sport of bodybuilding, such as promoting the sport, creating unrealistic expectations / physiques, and the promotion of PEDs, performance enhancing drugs, and just giving information on how we can do this healthy and in an accessible way. So the first thing I'd like to go into is the positive effects that social media has had on the fitness industry. The first one is the fitness industry and bodybuilding industry in general have grown exponentially since the use of social media, and it's been so much more accessible. As we can see here on this graph, this shows just how much recently that social media, the revenue that the fitness industry has brought in over the past decades. And we can see that in today's time and continuing to go on, that social media is taking the fitness industry to new heights. And something we've never seen before. It's more accessible than ever. Back then you had bodybuilding books, stuff like that, but it wasn't accessible to everyday people like me and you. Nowadays, everybody has access to this information. Everybody can find out new diets, new ways to train. So much promotion on having and living a healthy lifestyle. It's so great as we can access this at the tip of our fingertips on our phones. Personally, I learned everything I know about lifting and getting into it within a year. And I learned so much from old bodybuilders to new ones to fitness influencers. And it's just been so easy and accessible. And it's growing this industry so much. The Medium even states that social media has birthed a new breed of fitness influencers and bodybuilders who have amassed large followings by sharing their expertise, workout routines, nutrition tips, and personal stories. And they've cultivated loyal communities that look up to them for motivation and advice. As we can see here in this graph as well, we can also see that how social media and social media apps have just grown the sport so much over time compared to any other variations or forms of growing, the industry. Social media has been the biggest, by far the best, and has been most accessible to most people. The second category I want to talk about is how social media, although it is great for the fitness industry, it creates unrealistic body standards and expectations. For example, it's seen as common or just normal, average nowadays on social media for teenage males to bench 225 pounds, when in real life and the true data shows that only about 0.4% of the US population can actually bench press this weight and lift it, according to fitnessvolt.com, which just goes to show how unrealistic the standards we're setting online are and how they can damage someone's brain. On social media, people can edit their photos, their lighting, and just edit how they look in general. And we see these as their natural bodies and thinking that's how they would be viewed in person when it's really not. They take photos while pumped up, while taking performance-enhancing drugs, and promoting themselves as natural, which skews and ruins expectations of our bodies for normal, everyday people as we look up to these influencers and people we strive to be like. So, due to this, the spikes in body dysmorphia and unrealistic standards has shot up exponentially. As this graph shows, it shows that 65% of males have concocted body dysmorphia or some type of depression or any type of, illness from comparing themselves to people on social media. And it shows that 87% of women, this goes to show how the fitness industry especially has us comparing ourselves to this and not being happy with our images. Which leads me to my last point. PEDs, performance enhancing drugs. Since social media has promoted these unrealistic standards, it's created a society where we promote performance enhancing drugs. Many YouTubers, fitness influencers such as Togi, for example, he promotes PEDs. And people think it's funny, it's good to watch, but it's actually really dangerous as they've spiked. You can see use of PEDs, and the main cause of use of PEDs is comparison and comparing yourself to others. People want to be like their favorite influencers, want to look great, yet they're using PEDs, which is not the good way to get there. Especially in this generation, it's younger people, and PEDs can be deadly for anybody. Super experienced and age lifters in their 30s die from these type of drugs. And now teenagers are consuming them nowadays like it's nothing, and we're not doing anything about it. So in conclusion, I think social media has greatly brought back the sport of bodybuilding and the fitness industry in general and grown it to a new audience with participation at an all-time high. Though I think the extensive use of social media within the sport has created many undesirable effects with people. And I think we need to be more aware about this so that we can help keep people safe mentally and physically. Thank you.